districts. Some of the districts have been created out of parishes.
Would that not bring the idea of federalism?
Yeah, we would even talk of devolution. We needed to, I'll spend a little bit of my lifetime fighting for devolution. I've seen it in Nigeria. We needed to make the national parliament less popular and get people back into regional parliaments and give them the same powers that the national parliaments have. It is working well in Nigeria. That means automatically we'll create a Senate, the upper house of parliament. But this parliament, no, it is from the leadership to where it is below standards. They are just like councillors. They are transactional leaders. The MPs have failed. The one in Acholi here, in my opinion, the performance is very decimal. Some people just take the job of parliament like a good paying job, a good salary. For 5 years, let me renovate my house, I roof it, and then in future. And also the voters are to blame because the acrimony rate, 88% of MPs lost their seats in the last election. That means only 12% remain. I'm also part of the 88%. So if you see the rate at which people lose their seats,
we have seen a very big kind of, especially in the Chile South region.
So if you see the rate at which MPs lose their seats, it makes the MPs become shellfish. So let me do what I can because I don't know whether I will come back. Let me renovate my house, paint, put a ceiling board. So they don't know what will happen. So they're like people who are for sports betting. You know, that's the level at which members of parliament have been reduced.
So now, as we head towards the end, there is also, you talked about, when I asked you about municipalities, what is your message to the beloved people of Acholi who have succumbed to this divide and rule of creating new administrative units or new political demarcations in Acholi?
Yeah,
those who are already intentions.
You see, it has been tested in philosophy and political science that groups that are united perish. Groups that are not united are bound to politically perish. It has been tested around the world. You can see with the Native Americans,
the Red Indians.
You can see with the Aborigines in Australia and all parts of the world. So the moment we don't unite, we will perish. The example has already started in Amoro.
So the Acholi should look at themselves as Acholi in a simple term.
We have to look at ourselves as a blessed group, blessed by God in this beautiful land, a land which is 2 times the size of Belgium. We have to define our identity. When we have the same identity, we have a stronger collective bargaining. The moment we lose that collective bargaining, they will come and divide us. And when they divide us, they rule us. And as of now, they are succeeding in dividing us. They say you're a movement, you're opposition, and then we come and fight among ourselves. But in Acoli, when they see Nook very strong, they send their people to also contest there. That's why we have Rukoya over that near Bobby Wine. It's there. When they see FDC strong, they take leadership. They send Muntu forming hand. So they lead both government and opposition. They spread out. But for us, we are typical of this, that grasshoppers, once you put it in a bottle, they bite themselves. So it is up to us, the younger generation.
Like somebody quoted.
Yeah, it's up to us, the younger generation, to remove those divides. Yeah, we will be stronger. We lose nothing by uniting. It takes one brick to make an entire building. So,
well, that one takes us to the issue of your party. I should not call it your party. Let me say RPP, our party, the party which the founder aids from our land. Can you update the people about, you're taking long without talking about the party. Can you update what developments are taking place in the party?
Okay.
Because very many people have been asking, we want the t-shirts and so on and so on.
What Ugandans need to know, during the time of Mobutu Sese Seko, there were 600 political parties trying to oust Mobutu. But all those political parties were created by Mobutu. So by the time you go for a party meeting, Before you come back, he knows. So this is also a similar situation in Uganda. 80% of the political parties have been created by the current government in power. They were worried that we may have an election where the opposition would boycott. So they created parties that would also participate to give it legitimacy. Because at the time we were advocating for multi-partyism in 2006, the government doesn't want to take chances where President Museveni runs alone in an election because the opposition has boycotted. That's how they got someone with the name A.B. Abed Wanika to block the first space, the alphabetical, because if they don't block it, then it will be basically, you know, yeah. So most of these parties have been created by powers that be. So what happens to RPP? There are 35 political parties in the EC website, but some of those parties are infiltrated. You try to deal with them. When you try to deal with them, that is when you realize they have a problem. And the law says if you are to register a new political party, you have to get members who don't belong to another party. I don't think there is any Ugandan who does not belong to another party.
Most of the people were white registered,
yeah. And then you have to move around in 2/3 of the districts. You get your signature, then the black member comes to your place, the drone, and then you can start saying your signature was forged. So it can take like 2 years. Like Katumba started, they have allowed him, you may register a party soon. So the government has closed both the government space and the opposition space. So how does this relate to RPP? RPP, to now I want Acholi to take in as a pressure group. We are going to build the pressure group until we will show which direction it will go. Because when we try to use the Revolutionary People's Party, we realize that it is something else we did not know. Like today, Moses PLU is using the lion.
The Patriotic League.
Yeah, Patriotic League of Uganda is using the lion. And lion is also the same symbol of RPP. An electoral commission is there, not stopping them.
There's now
you get
direct shot.
Yeah. So you find you are
like
NUP the same thing. So you find you have had a delegates conference. I was elected party president. We tendered in the document to electoral commission. The electoral commission is like the political wing of NRM. Everything we invited them. We put the gazette in the newspaper. The leadership has changed. They say no. So it's a fake multipartyism. But for me, we are going to court. We are filing applications sometimes next week in court in relation to Revolutionary Political Party. Myself and some other gentlemen in Eastern Uganda, we are filing to court and we are going to High Court to seek for the declaratory orders that if the multipartyism cannot work, you carry out a delegates conference of a party, you are elected a leader, you follow all the sections of the law and the electoral commission refuses to recognize you, then it is a fake multipartyism. So be it as may, whether there is Revolutionary People's Party or not, Otto will be on the ballot paper. Because they saw my influence, because my plan was to mobilize extensively in the northern and eastern part of the country. And we leave the people power there in the central, and we leave Museveni in the west, and no one reaches the 50% mark. So they fought RPP with all the force. Some of the people we were dealing with were moles. Some of the Acholis among us were mole. They sold us for pieces of silver. So where we are, if we have to talk for Kara, we are just going to keep talking any platform. Any with or without the platform. As long as it's a pro-Kara issue, we will talk.
The issue of Balalo,
Karamojong, Katorasoli, we will talk. If people think sitting inside a political party will allow us to talk, we are jokers. We are going to talk. We are going to talk for Kara. So you can only delay us, but you cannot stop us. So we are throwing the stone there to see what comes out of court. But with or without that, we keep moving. And it's not only me in trouble. I've been talking to the MPs who are under FDC. They even don't know where to go. They say, where do we go in the next election? I talked to Lana Gilbert. FDC, the house is breaking. For me, I left. I made sure it does not fall on my head. Where are you going? For them, they also say we are still monitoring.
Because I think the time to use FDC was already over.
Yeah, the house is falling down. The NRM has even bigger problem because those who want to be president, they have blocked all the space for them. They are favoring the president's son. He's the only one now who can conduct rallies around the country. The rest is illegal by police.
I saw Mozi talking in their own language.
Yes. Yeah, so NRM has their problems. FDC has their problems. DP, you don't know whether it is yellow or green. UPC, it is there. So even RPP. So everyone has problems. Let us now monitor what happens.
Then the last question right now is, then would also, if you have another thing to tell the people, you can also tell the viewers, is the politics of Uganda, the way things have been done. You realize parties have been created, they do their concentration in Western Uganda, Central Uganda, and elsewhere. You realize that parties are being created, new programs, new projects come up. They leave out Northern Uganda in the root of the question. Do you think Northern Uganda's voice still matters at the table of Uganda's politics?
The voice of Northern Uganda matters as long as they can use us. They see us as raw materials, as good raw materials. They see us as good voters. We are good raw materials, so our voice can matter to that extent. And from this event, General Salim Saleh told me, I had a 4-hour discussion with him, he told me that we are Republicans. We saved Uganda, otherwise Bobby Wine had messed them up. They were very happy Acholi voted for them, and that is how President Museveni won. So you see, to that extent, we are good raw materials. We are not only good raw materials for forts, we are good raw materials for grazing people's cows. We are good raw materials for charcoal.
UPDF.
Yes, even for charcoal, because for them, their philosophy is, where we have huge forests, the cows cannot graze, they'll be affected by ticks and insects. So if you cut the trees, in the name of charcoal, you are creating more grazing land for the cows.
But we being good raw material, that is a negative thing on us, because there will be climate change and the rest.
Yes, so
even
we need to...
overstocking density of the cattle still also leads to climate change.
We need now to start thinking. That is why when people like Odonga Otto comes up to say we need to unite and fight for Kara, they get one of our own to start fighting. Yeah, so you see, so for us now, we have realized there are so many distractors. There are those who are personally frustrated in their lives. There are those who are looking for jobs of RDCs, of being deputy disco. So,
and other promotions. They want to attack fellow blood so that they can...
That is a pity. And such people don't live for long. Yeah, we have an old proverb in Acholi where they say, "Bola way or never boni." In English, loosely translated that if you want to deceive people on both ends of the weighing scale, your day will come. So such people have not lived for long.
So any other thing you have for the viewers?
Well, for us, we're there, we'll keep fighting on. The way you see us, we'll keep fighting on. Struggle is part of our life. We will struggle for Kara, Acholi, until the last drop of sweat and blood in our lives. And one more thing, Uganda has gone federal without law. Each one looks hope. During COVID, you hear that Anita Mongi took something to Bukedia. Rebecca Kadaga took something to Kabuli. Basaja Balaba took mattresses to Bushenyi. So each one now is looking at their home area.
While for us, we're sleeping.
Yes, without the law. So if you are concentrated in national politics, that basically Muntu, and you leave your own, then you'll perish. Some of us, we can just jump on the next plane to Europe and do other things. So we need to build our own.
Like you were
yes, we need to build our own. Even at Real Madrid, we need to build our own. That is all I can say for Kara. Come up with Megi. Latini ka konye pe onyo ki churon weng ki bab weng pe latini karo pe ngale karo churon, loosely translated in English that yours is yours, ours is ours, and mine is mine. In the words of African Writer Series. Thank you.
Thank you. It has been nice having you, dear
Doctor. It's a good opportunity.
It's a blessing.
And please keep up. Keep what you're doing. I encourage you, and people keep tuning in.
It's all right.
These young men are doing incredible things. I even don't know how they earn a living out of it, but it's a good alternative. Please promote them. Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay.